So what can the president actually do with a validly passed bill? We've talked about the idea that a president can actually sign a validly passed bill and it's going to become law. We've talked about the idea that the president can veto a validly passed bill. And even in that instance, the president could conceivably kill it, or it could conceivably become law, depending upon the actions of the Congress. There is a third option that is maybe overly simplified, but in fact it's still very, very valid. And that's the idea that the president can do nothing at all. Nothing at all. Think about this. Maybe there are times where a president is not 100% sold on a given bill. Maybe there are times that a president is not 100% sold that a veto would actually survive a congressional override. The president could conceivably do nothing. And in fact, if the president does nothing, this bill could either, one, become law, or two, in fact, it could be killed. Let's talk about this. And the trick really depends on the amount of time that is left in the congressional session. 10 days, excluding Sundays, is really the key term on this. Let's say that today is December the 1st, and let's say, in fact, that a president of the United States receives a bill today on December 1st that's validly passed by both the House and the Senate. Let's say that the Congress adjourns on December the 15th. If the Congress adjourns on December the 15th, if you count up those days, excluding Sundays, this is actually going to be longer than 10 days. And if a president does not act on a bill, and in fact within this 10-day period, if it's longer than 10 days, then believe it or not, the bill is automatically going to become law as long as the Congress is in session. The president can do nothing, and in fact the bill will become law. Now, where it gets a little bit trickier is if the president does nothing, what happens if it's less than 10 days that are left in the congressional session? Well, on December 1, and let's use that example, the president is presented with a validly passed bill from the House and the Senate. This time, the president does nothing, and Congress adjourns, I don't know, let's just throw out December the 8th. Excluding Sundays, this is now only 6 or 7 days in the big picture of things, which means it's less than 10 days. If Congress adjourns within 10 days and the president has done nothing to a validly passed bill, this bill gets killed. This is effectively what is known as a pocket veto. A pocket veto is the idea that a president is going to take a bill, crumble it up, and then put it effectively in a coat or pants pockets, and then just forget about it. And again, the idea is that if Congress adjourns within 10 days and they have provided the president with a validly passed bill, well, at this point, that bill will be killed. Now, here's the other difference, or maybe a significant difference, I should say, with a regular veto. And that is that with a pocket veto, there is no ability to override it. Understand, Congress has adjourned. They're done with the session. And this means that there is no way for Congress to check the president's authority as far as vetoing bills is concerned. Now, this is significant because think about the Congress. Hurry up, hurry up, hurry up, and do nothing, it seems like, is one of their mottos. But when it gets close to time to adjourn, when it gets close to time to go home, whether it's for the holidays, whether it's for an election, the idea is that the Congress will get moving, which means that the president is actually going to receive a decent chunk of legislation in the last week or so, last few days even, of a legislative session. A line or pocket veto could in fact be a very significant power, because if the president just crumbles it up, effectively putting it in his pocket and does nothing with it, all of these bills that are passed within the last 10 days could actually be vetoed. And this means that there would be no override. The president would ultimately win this little bit of a showdown. So just to recap on this, the president can do nothing, and if Congress is in session for longer than 10 days, excluding Sundays, the bill will become law. If, in fact, Congress adjourns within 10 days after presenting the president with a validly passed bill and the president does nothing, this bill is vetoed. It's pocket vetoed, in fact, and there is no way for the Congress to override it.